What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the bottom of the map in the blue color, playing as Kronos. His name is Nullus. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Odin. His name is Ulysses. Ulysses. Odysseus is actually the alternate name for those of you playing at home who don't know. We've got the trivia. Trivia is afoot. Age of Mythology trivia. Pro competitive Age of Mythology trivia is something that I feel like needs to be a thing, and someone should make it. And then when they make it, we should all participate, because I think it would be hilarious seeing everybody either be very, very ridiculously good at it or very, very bad at it, depending on who writes the questions. Like if Lundberg, for example, writes the questions and he starts talking about what Pegasus Rush likes to eat for breakfast, because he knows all about that stuff. Don't ask me why, because I'm not sure, but he knows. Then I think everyone fails. But if somebody like, I don't know, AOL Iron Maiden starts making trivia about, I don't know, like KRT Phil likes to do when he was walking on the beach, then I think we'll do a very, very good job there, right? Because we all know about KRT Phil, right? Or do you guys not know who he is? He's infamous for getting one victory off of AOM King in their 1v1s with Thor on 1.10. Infamous for this victory, considering he lost 20 plus times against him. Apparently they didn't like each other. That's the trivia for you. But we've got a game here. We can take a little actual look at it. We've got Odin for Ulysses. We've got Kronos for Nullus. Another Kronos game for you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited to see what Nullus has got here. Kronos is such a strong god. I love it. He's so underutilized, so different, has so many really cool, wacky things you can do. And what Nullus is doing here in this game, to me, simply put, looks like a 4-minute hunting dogs build. Maybe. He needs to chop down 5 more wood, and then he's going to be good. But he should just bring this over to wood here and pull this off onto wood. Oh, no, temple goes up. No problems. Wait. Oh, he's going to put the other villager over onto the temple to shoot it up as fast as he can, but it's already down fast enough. The hunt getting finished up is going to have more than enough hunt here, it would seem. And it's a ridiculously clean 4-minute advance here. It's sub 4 minute with hunting dogs. This is not normal. We don't normally see this. This is a build you might want to go back and take a look at. As Nullus here is getting 3:57, which is 2 minutes of idle time. Absolutely fantastic from Nullus. This is going to be time shifting forward onto this position here. Ulysses is going through Freya a little bit late here. A little bit late. Odin plays against Kronos. You're going to want to use the hyper modern Odin build. I'm going to call it that because that's what it is. And you want to be advancing 4 minutes yourself against Atlanteans. Pretty much what you want to be doing every single Atlantean game. You get so much value out of that early advance time, and if they do go 4 minutes themselves, then you can still just feel fine with your situation. But Ulysses going late here. He's got a relatively safe gold mine. He's got relatively safe hunt in his base. He does not have that final ox cart for some reason, deciding not to do that here. The temple over here has come down. The oracle is trying to find it, but it does not manage to find it. I like this. I actually really, really like this temple placement from Ulysses. People might call me crazy, but in the middle of nowhere means deconstruction might not be able to be found. As you do see the Promethean wandering through here. Nullus did not quite think about whether or not there might be a temple over here, even though we saw a Hersa on this position, as we do see the Hersa returning back over here, hitting the Promethean, finishing that one off. The village is going to be able to continue eating the food here unscathed. And while Nullus is in the base of Ulysses, he hasn't managed to do any damage just yet, but he's going to bring his temple back. He's not really in that bad of a situation. He's advanced 4 minutes with hunting dogs, so everything's kind of fine. Mana coming down for Nullus. He's going to be making himself Murmillo Terma as if it's completely normal. The only difference here is compared to a standard Atlantean kind of versus Odin thing is that you're normally Oranos, and if you're Oranos, then you have some cool stuff to utilize is with say speed and shockwave. But Kronos doesn't have that. So what does Kronos need to do here? Well, Kronos has got access to Caraballister, cheap Caraballister. So he might be wanting to use some of that there. So you do see these oracles pushing in onto this position. As Ulysses here going to try and defend this. You do have the longhouse that's over on this position here. The Ulfsark starting to come out. A little bit of housing crisis for Ulysses here as he's going to be eating this Orok. Going to get taken out here. And the Ulfsark wandering forward. Nullus over here jumping into the manor. So we do see the deconstruction getting thrown down by Nullus, causing a little bit of problems for Ulysses. He's just going to be rebuilding his longhouses in his base. Still having some idle towns at the time, having some issues with his economy here. The dwarves over here, maybe too many as he's kind of floating gold, but he's just chasing the army around, seeing what he can do. Nullus taking his time here with everything as his army has to pull back here, but he might decide to flick around and start taking some fights just before the upgrades start coming in. These don't have lone wanderers, so the Ulfsarks are much weaker against these units here because they don't have the speed. They get picked off as they're running away. So we do see that is exactly what happened there. So nice play from Nullus. Ulysses here is now onto his other two Oroks, killing both of them at the same time. Not going to be losing any real units there at all, but he is living the dream. Now we're starting to see some raids into the main base of Ulysses, of Nullus, but Nullus is fairly well defended here. A couple of units getting produced out. Still no lone wanderer for Ulysses. He's getting it right now. Just going to be a big ticket upgrade for his Ulfsark. We'll see how that's going to go. Nullus, on the other hand, still making those Terma. I would like to see him stop making Terma. It's one of those units that everyone is like, man, Terma, so OP because they play Oranos. When you play Gaia, when you play Kronos, you don't have that plus 10% bonus to move speed, meaning that infantry units get onto your Terma so much easier than you might think, and you have a difficult time with it. So Caraballister, the answer most of the time for Kronos and Gaia, and not Terma. But Nullus has got a lovely amount of population here. It's still 10 population in front. We see the temple coming up in the main base for Ulysses. No longer has his relic, but it's going to be fine. It is what it is. As now, Nullus is still getting graded by these Ulfsark here. Ulysses, he's defended his base really, really nicely. He's still producing units, but the problem that always arises for Odin in this matchup is on the second gold mine. You have to figure out how you're going to manage that. Are you going to try and fight the Kronos or the Oranos, the Atlantean? Are you going to try and get to the heroic age before you go out there? What are you going to try? And at this point, it's seemingly looking like Ulysses is opting for the fight the Atlantean option. So it's all going to come down to a second gold mine fight. If Kronos can win, then he wins. If the Odin player can win, then he wins. That's kind of how simple this game gets. If you win, you win. If you don't win, then the other player wins. I mean, it might sound silly, but that's 100% what I meant. Now, one thing that I would like from Nullus is maybe some Prometheans getting built. He's got 25 favor, and that's exactly what he's going to be spending that on, to build that bulk up. Looking at the army that Ulysses has produced here, he's got 5 Herso, which might seem like a good amount of heroes, but against those Prometheans, it's not that great. As the gold mine of Ulysses just about to expire here, 400 gold remaining there. And Ulysses is going to be retreating a little bit away from Nullus, who's got himself his medium infantry. He does have these, they're not necessarily useless, but they're kind of useless in a way. Terma here, as he's going to continue to take this fight. Nice little micro here. A little bit of a pullback micro, keeping his Terma safe from afar, taking down those units as best as he can. More units are pushing in onto this position. He's got forward military barracks down here as well. That's what Nullus has got as the fight is happening. Maybe a little bit earlier than Ulysses might have really wanted. The Promethean coming in here as well and doing a whole bunch of damage as there's no Hersa onto the myth units here. And the Ulfsark seemingly falling here against Nullus's army. Nullus is just absolutely torn through the Odin, Ulfsark, Hersa army. And Nullus is just completely winning here if he can hit the gold line, because 100 population for Nullus compared to Ulysses, who's at 72 population, no gold remaining, means all the gold that Ulysses can get right now is on a secondary gold mine. Question is going to be, will Nullus know about it or not? Right now, he's found the villages. There is an escape path here for these villages, and we'll see if he's going to be able to go for it or not. But this is a bit of a scary thing, because you've got access to time shift. Time shift is absolutely huge as a blocking tool for villages, but in the end here, it doesn't matter. So many villages falling. And even this one falling as well, and that's absolutely disastrous for Ulysses, who does come onto this gold line. He's got a whole bunch of dwarves over here, and Nullus gets that win, and Ulysses on the back foot. And Nullus is going to continue motoring ahead in this game. I'd love to see an armory, and I would love to see early copper mail here for Nullus. It's one of those upgrades that everybody forgets about, but it is effectively giving you another upgrade worth of line upgrade that you would normally get, which you otherwise wouldn't. And you only need to get that upgrade against Norse, because Norse doesn't have any pierce damage. So it is effectively an extra 10% HP against Norse. Have to get it. So good. We see the Mermillion now making their way up onto this gold mine now. Generally speaking, Norse is running out of gold at about 9 minutes. So this gold mine's probably lost about 1,000 gold thus far, 500 gold here. Was he on this gold mine over here as well? Do you know about it? Well, Ulysses doesn't know about it. He's just missed it. That's super unlucky in a way, because I don't think that... Well, Nullus does know about it, but... There's a deconstruction there onto that longhouse. There's the army wandering in onto this position. Caraballists are a little bit out of position here, but you can simply just speed walk them a little bit, go into box formation if you need, in order to keep these Caraballists alive. The villagers are getting pulled off of the gold mine as Ulysses realizes this fight is incredibly important for him to win. He's getting all his units in here as best as he possibly can. The Promethean here is getting targeted down by the Hersa, taking a ton of damage there. But the army still very much alive here for Nullus. 105 population. Ulysses, on the other hand, 57 population, as Nullus is completely creaming the Norse army here with Kronos, and we are seeing him pull back. This is a little bit of a miscalculation here from Nullus, as he doesn't realize how far in front he is. Another barracks coming up. Does he have that upgrade through for the mail? No, he does not. He's not getting research, so he's just getting that armory to get to the heroic age, which is fine, but you know what I mean. Get yourself some copper mail and just win the game. As the dwarves going to get pulled away, keeping themselves alive for just a little bit longer. And Ulysses is still going to be searching for some golds here in this game. And the army here, just very lackluster for Ulysses, as he's going to lose more units here. He's trying to snipe units as best as he can. The dwarves coming back onto this gold mine, but when Ulysses realizes that it's just not going to happen, Nullus is not going to let up. Oh, he's making a cheeky here. 7 units coming onto this gold mine, but Nullus is prepared. He's got himself the villagers already over here. He's got himself units getting produced out of this gold mine. He's got himself 4 citizen actually over here. And the citizen do get garrisoned here. Can be making a little bit of a retreat, but and that's Ulysses attempting to get himself a little bit more gold in this game, as he's retreating back. And now we see the army coming through here, trying to take down these dwarves. They're still darting around, and Ulysses is doing everything he possibly can do here. But Nullus says, no, game is mine. And Ulysses taps out here. 13 minutes, big win for Nullus in this game, demonstrating that Kronos very strong here. Now, guys, if you're watching this game being like, man, It's just impossible. These are some tricks here that Ulysses tried, which are well worth trying in your games, because a lot of players aren't at the level of Nullus, and if you fake this gold mine a little bit, go on to this gold mine, it can help you get keep yourself alive in these situations a lot more. So watching players lose at this point in the game can be really, really educational, because you can see what they try to do and what works and what doesn't, and you can try and implement that if you're in those situations as well. So a nice try from Ulysses to get a gold mine, but Nullus too good in this situation. Unfortunately missed this gold mine over here, which definitely would have continued the game for a little bit longer. But end of the day, did not know it was there, and Nullus gets the dub. Thanks so much for the 10 months, Kiera. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.